Buzzworthy Radio is on. The entertainment show that gets you up close and personal with today's hottest stars. Here's your host, Novell J. Lee.
Hey guys, it's Novell J. Lee, and welcome into a new Buzzcast here at Buzzworthy Radio. So I had the pleasure of speaking with Miles Gaston Villanueva. He plays the role of Luca Santori on CBS Daytime's The Young and the Restless. For those of you who may have remembered his face, he was on the show back in 2013 as Father Martin during the storyline when Nikki was trying to find her long-lost son. We got to talk to him about coming on as Luca and working opposite of Sofia Pernas and Robert Adamson, as well as Eric Braeden. All that and much, much more with Miles. Check it out. Miles, how are you?
Novell, what's up, man?
Good to finally speak with you. It's been we've been trying to get you here. We finally got you here, so I'm very honored to finally speak with you.
Hey, man, it's the honor is all mine. We've been Twitter buddies here and there, so it's great to get a live voice and to meet you in real time.
Well, thank you. Thank you. For those of you who don't know who this guy is, he's pretty much charming the viewers right now on The Young and the Restless as Luca Santori. This is Miles Gaston Villanueva, and the first day he premiered on the show, he just basically walked in and smelled like this character was of money. I mean, honestly, that was the first thing I said. I said, oh, God, this guy's got to be rich. He's got to be a rich dude.
Man, it's that the shades and the cream suit, I tell you.
It just looked like he just walked in as if he was like, not even like he just walked in as a boss. I mean, that pretty much set me back. I like that. I like that.
Good. So you're enjoying that sort of, I don't know, sophisticated, wealthy air about him.
We need that on not just on this show, but we need that everywhere. And just the fact that we have that is pretty cool. So I am enjoying it because you don't see many characters that are like that, for sure.
It's cool. You know, I think a couple people have told me that it's great on a soap opera to be a character that comes from wealth because it offers so many options. You have so many, places you can go with that, and you can buy stuff, you can make moves financially. There's just so many options when you come from wealth. So it's interesting, but as you know, with storylines continuing, anything can happen. So who knows what's in store for Luca Santori.
That's true. And of course, when you came in, the first thing we heard was him saying hello to Marisa, played by Sofia Pernas, a lovely, gorgeous woman. You have great screen partners on this show, aside from her, Robert Adamson as well. What's it like working opposite those guys on here?
I've been asked that question a couple times. It's a good one, and it's easy to just say how grateful I am to them for being so prepped, so prepared, so present. I know Robert is he's so seasoned in this work, TV work, in this soap opera work that he just the words are his, every time we're on set. And so I come from a theater background mostly, so I have been very, particular about wanting things to be word for word. But I've learned from some of the other actors, including and maybe especially Robert, just allowing them to I don't know, move and flow and be your own. And if there's a little extra here, a little extra there, it's not quite exact, that's okay, as long as it's being completely, as long as it's alive and in your voice and all of that. And I know, and there's a balance. Sometimes if you've got your line completely not what you're, what it should be, you might surprise your scene partner and they're like, what did you? That's not the line or something like that. But it's so great how alive his work is and how much he, with pacing and interpretation, how much he forces me to not even to not do something that's rehearsed, because we can all fall into that trap. So I'm really grateful for that. And then, as you said, with Sophia, she's just so gorgeous and talented, and so it's so easy to work off of her, you know. So it's great. It's a wonderful pair to be working with, in a fun triangle to be a part of right now. So.
And this isn't your first go around with The Young and the Restless, because we all, of course, remembered who you were back in 2013 when you were Father Martin for those few episodes. That was a very interesting time too, for that, basically for the storyline that was involved. So you were part of the show once before, and you got to come back. How did that come into play, I guess? Like how you were able to step back into the show as a different character.
Well, I would say from the generosity of the YNR bosses or the producers, you know, the creators. I was on before, you know, and not long ago as in that first role, and they just, you know, as far as I've heard, they remembered me on the show, and they were looking for an actor, you know, to portray this Spanish wealth, this Spanish this man from Spain, this wealthy man from Spain, and they're like, hey, what about Miles? What about the guy who played the priest? and so they brought me in. You know, I read with a couple times, and you know, met some of the people, and I read with Sophia, and then, you know, they gave me the call. I mean, that's the very trimmed up version. I could sit with people and give little wonderful, delicious details of that week, you know, auditioning, or those couple weeks auditioning, and then, you know, meeting Sophia, and then coming in and meeting the whole staff, and then getting the call, and how thrilling and wonderful that was. But I don't know, I just attribute it to the folks who, you know, are running this thing, and everyone being so on board about bringing me on and having such confidence in me, and what I did the first time, and just giving me another shot in a very, very juicy role too, you know.
Is there anybody on this show that you would love to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
You know, I'm getting, I won't spill, but I'm getting little pockets of work with different actors that have me going, all right, sweet, I have a scene with you, and maybe it's short, or maybe it's a little longer, but that's exciting to get to be, you know, kind of making my rounds, so to speak. But
yes,
excuse me, I don't know. There's so many. Amelia, Gina, Christian, LeBlanc, yeah, Eileen. I mean, there's just so many people that I watch their work while they're working, and I watch on screen, and it's just, they're incredible. They're so their interpretations are so strong, and they're so open, and they're so present, and they have a blast working on the show, and I can see that when I watch them, and that's just, I don't know, you crave working with those people, and they're just very dynamic, and so, and you know, and it can be hard because you've gotten scripts not too long ago, but they live them, and they go for it, and they jump in, and it's so alive, and so those are, you know, those folks and whoever else I'm forgetting, but it's like there's so many. If I couldn't just say one, you know,
right. And look, you're able to hold your own with Eric Braeden. I give you so many props for that, sir. I will just let you know that right now, because look, Eric Braeden is one of my favorite actors on that show.
Oh, nice.
And
awesome.
He is. He intimidates me, and I'm just a viewer watching the show at most points. So for the fact that you're able to basically come in and Luca Santori can stand his ground with Victor Newman, that's huge for me. So I applaud you for that, sir.
Hey, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I'm not cool as the wind or whatever the phrase is. I'm not, doing those scenes going, yeah, I got this. I mean, maybe in my mind, I'm like, yeah, man, I got this. I'm so relaxed right now. I just got this guy, Eric Braeden. I got him. I got Victor. Come on. There's no way. I mean, I'm going into those scenes with, an idea, but then boy, oh boy, he's so experienced and so grounded, and he's so just like the way he uses time in a scene. Like I'm always like thinking, oh, it's got to be this and that and this and that. But he's like, Robert or any of the other seasoned actors. He will take his time. He will throw you off your, whatever you expect is going to happen. And so,
right.
So in the middle of those scenes, I will go, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But you have to push forward. You're in a scene with Eric Braeden, and he's forcing you to do something else or to react differently or something. And so, but it turns into something that's really, and I think this goes with a lot of the actors, but it turns into something very electric and very unique and in the moment, and then people see that on screen. But I think it's awesome that Luca and Victor are having these exchanges. It's really fun for the audiences, including yourself,
Absolutely. I would love to see, and of course I would love to see more of it. I'm sure many others would as well. And, you had mentioned you had an extensive theater background. You also have some primetime credits under your belt. One of the theater plays you did was Come Back, Little Sheba, and you played Turk in this. And I think his description somewhat kind of maybe resembles Luca in a way. I mean, would you say that Luca and Turk are somewhat the same in a sense, or?
I would say they're the same in that they're Luca seems like I don't know. The more I'm trying to make the two sound, they're both men. They're men who love women, I guess I would say. But Turk is not a businessman, and I think Luca is a businessman. Turk is much more. He's the athlete. He's a very physical guy, and perhaps a bit oblivious. Maybe Luca's oblivious. I mean, I could analyze those characters side by side, but I think I think maybe when I think about it, they're different in big ways. The wealth thing. Mm-hmm. Turk's not going to be wearing a fancy cream suit anytime soon. I mean, he wears or a three-piece, the beautiful stuff that they're putting me in. But he's going to be in jeans, Converse, and a white tee, or maybe some short red shorts for track. But yeah, I mean that was a great gig, and the work on stage and on TV continues as long as I am fortunate and as long as I work for it.
Well, we hope to see more of Luca within the coming weeks, if not in the coming months, on the show. So we look forward to that, and we're loving what you do.
Much.
We love what you do.
Thank you so much.
And apparently the fans love. I think when you first aired, or even when you first were at the Wired Our Fan event, I think not only did they love you, but I think most of the tweets were in love with your hair. And I just want to throw that out there. I think that most of the fans don't want you to either get rid of it. They want you to keep it big and poofy. So I just want to say that to you. That was the tweets I got from that when I saw you.
Hey man, let's send out the message to all the people at Y&R about that. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean I think it's great that they like it. It's so interesting. I've gotten back and forth. I've gone back and forth in my career. Like, should I wear it short? Should I do this, that? Should I do like the Justin Hartley look, the real nice, fade and kind of the messy, awesome hair? Should I wear it longer? And I get different opinions from friends and family and colleagues and casting directors and managers and agents. And I'm just like, all right, you know what I mean? But then it's kind of like, the hair was a little longer, a little curlier, a little bit